The work and the mission for HMI is to really be able to take a young person and provide them with all of our wraparound services, whether that is in employment, having them have the knowledge of their sexual health as well as their own health, counseling, which is super important, as well as arts, culture, academic enrichment. The focus for HMI is to enhance the whole youth, the young person from A to Z.
The work is to meet our young people where they are, thinking about LGBT youth of color, thinking about LGBT youth, right? In terms of number-wise, they often are the lowest for getting into housing, experiencing violence, lack of resources. And so HMI's history was about thinking, how can we provide the youth who need those services where folks aren't paying attention? Thinking about our trans youth, our non-binary youth. There are a lot of people who look at them and may assume their gender or know their given name, and that's not what they want to be called. So for some of our youth, we are the first meal that they get, and we're also the first time that they get to hear their true name. So thinking about all that we provide, just that feeling of safety and community, right? Some of our youth, they get to come be with their partners and hold hands and feel comfortable, to get meals, to be able to break bread with each other, which we already know is so important.
Having the space there, it gave people a chance to actually be themselves in a world where everyone is against you pretty much. Having to always put up this front and this barrier on the outside world. Once you step into the doors of HMI, you can sit there and be as flamboyant or as elegant as you want to be without someone misgendering you.
So the space itself was super important. It was always bustling with young people.
So COVID kind of came out of left field for me, as well as a lot of different people.
I think for me as a counselor, my biggest concern with us not having the space, one, not having access to our youth, right? And two, our youth not having access to us.
I think it was difficult for them to lose that physical space because it was home. And we had to pivot so that way our kids that saw HMI as their home knew that their home was just virtual. We literally got our program back up and running in about a week, really trying to move as fast as we possibly could to help really a population that would probably be affected the most with COVID. Our incentive was to move fast because of the people that we're servicing.
That was a conversation with staff about what can we provide on an everyday basis that we can move to remote.
Also, I do have some housing updates.
Can you see? You are so cute. Can you hear me? Okay.
We were reimagining what we could do and how we can do it. And some of that made us actually meet our young people where they're at.
So the ability to just turn on a camera and say, okay, I'm ready to do work in a place where it either feels safe or it feels not as nerve-wracking has been amazing for some of my youth who really deal with anxiety.
The instant the COVID lockdown happened, they were like, hey, we're closing our spaces physically, but we do have our spaces via Zoom calls. It's not really the same, but it's still there. HMI is definitely like bigger than just the building itself.
It's like we are all in this space together. We want to continue to allow folks to provide services. So being able to do that and show that we're still present and here for them has been really powerful.
COVID-19 made us stronger. Something that shook the entire world kind of didn't shake the foundation of an organization where love was at the center. We don't necessarily need a building to be HMI. We are the building.